Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Alan Matthews. I'm the Dean of the College of Human Ecology, and I work very closely with the Division of Nutritional Sciences. Just so you know, the Nutritional Sciences is a shared unit between the Ag and Life Science College and Human Ecology. So we have Jan with us from the Cal side. I want to really thank all of you for coming here and being here. I helped organize a very similar event, actually, ironically, for a colleague in Denmark. And so I know, for those of you, if you're from Denmark, how hard it is to get from there to here. So really, thank you, especially those who traveled far to be here. It's such an honor to be able to be here with Per Pinstrup Andersen. It's been very special for Cornell University to have an international leader who, more than almost anyone in the world, or perhaps more than anyone in the world, has shaped food policy in the service of the poor and starving citizens of the world. And what more noble vision can there be than that? As most of you know, his 2020 Vision Initiative and his time leading the International Food Policy Research Institute has shaped the way in which the world thinks about food policy, thinks about world hunger, and especially thinks about the relationship between technology and policy. So it was not surprising at all that he was the recipient of the World Food Prize and is considered, I read this somewhere, you're one of the most influential people from Denmark. Now, when I organized that Festschrift for my colleague, Folk Olander, in Denmark, they said the same thing about him. But he is actually Swedish. So we don't have, he just works in Denmark. So it's good, it's consistent. Per's passion for solving worldwide food insecurity is truly endless, and he has traveled the world with this vision in mind. And so again, it's wonderful to have all of you here to help celebrate and honor his contributions over a long, long period of time. It's simply an amazing set of accomplishments. So it's a privilege for all of us. Now, I thought I'd just reflect that, yes, he's influenced the global community, but he's also had a profound impact on the local culture here at Cornell. So it's very fitting, as you retire, that Cornell University is waiting final approval for a new undergraduate major offered by both the College of Human Ecology and the College of Ag and Life Sciences in Global and Public Health Sciences. This program is reaction to a growing student interest in global food and nutrition policy issues. Student interest in this area has never been higher. This interest in global health is really palpable on campus. And the reason there's so much interest is people like Per being part of this Cornell community for so long. And so, as I look forward to the future and see this new program being developed, I'll always be thinking of Per's contributions as new students going through this program will become the next generation of thought leaders in this area. They will mature, they will face new issues, but they stand on the shoulders of you, Per. So let me offer again my gratitude for all that you've done for international food policy, for Cornell University, and for the College of Human Ecology. And thank you so much, and it's an honor to be here to share this celebration.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us all here. My name is Jan Nyrup, and I am Senior Associate Dean in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Dean Bohr would very much wish to have been here today, and I am filling in for her. She has a travel conflict. But I am here to obviously congratulate Per and to thank all of you for coming to Ithaca to participate in this very, very important event. This event is really drawing together so many of the scholars and colleagues that Per has collaborated with and mentored, and it is illustrative of really his very, very prestigious career. Since the late 1960s, when he began his professional life as an agricultural economist at SIAT in Cali, Colombia, Per has cultivated a well-earned reputation as one of the world's foremost thinkers and leaders in the broad arena of global food security, nutrition, and food policy. He served in several important roles, including as the International Food Policy Research Institute's director and as a distinguished professor at Wageningen. I think at that time it was probably known as Wageningen Agricultural University and not simply Wageningen University. And of course, he's served on the Cornell faculty for a total of more than 15 years. Here, he's currently held the titles of H.E. Babcock Professor of Food, Nutrition, and Public Policy in the Division of Nutritional Sciences, the J. Thomas Clark Professor of Entrepreneurship in the Entrepreneurship at Cornell program, Professor of Applied Economics in the Dyson School, and International Professor of Nutrition Economics and Policy in CALS. And I mean, that list is impressive, but I think more so than being impressive, it is very illustrative of the broad scope of the scholarly pursuits that Per has participated in. In fact, I think there are few, and I may go so far as to say maybe no other scholars in the world that share Per's unique combination of interests, background, experience, and vision. These backgrounds, qualities, interests, and the things that motivate him have provided him with the ability to look holistically at the global food system and understand the nuanced interactions between prevailing economic and technological trends, food policy decisions, and the pace and impact of agricultural innovation, and to project how these broad systemic factors will influence the health and nutrition of communities and individuals. We in CALS, and I'm going to speak for the college, I think I can safely say that the entire Cornell community are exceptionally proud of Per's many accomplishments. Our college is dedicated to fulfilling Cornell's land-grant mission of delivering knowledge with public purpose that results in tangible improvements in the lives of people everywhere. Furthermore, we are committed to meeting President Skorton's vision of an internationally engaged Cornell serving as land-grant institution to the world. Few faculty members exemplify our efforts to achieve these interrelated goals more ably than Per. Yet while his lasting contributions to Cornell and CALS are certainly admirable, his global legacy is what is truly inspiring. There are few other individuals who can claim to have contributed so much to diminishing global poverty, hunger, and misery, and uplifting the lives of so many. In fact, one of those individuals, the late Nobel Peace Prize laureate and father of the Green Revolution, Norman Borlaug, once described Per as, quote, one of the most influential economists and policymakers today, and now another quote, an outstanding spokesperson for effective economic policies for transforming agricultural production of food deficit nations. And while I am not an expert in food policy, it would be very, very hard to refute those statements. And so on behalf of everyone in the College of Agriculture, or College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, I wish to thank Per Pinstrup Andersen for his tremendous service to Cornell and to CALS, and to congratulate him on what has been a truly remarkable and meaningful career. Though we may miss you on campus as you enter your well-deserved retirement, your work endures and continues to flourish and have important impact, and as we will see reflected in the remarks of today's wide array of esteemed speakers. So, to look at Per.
Thank you very much. So I too would like to add my welcome to all of you. It's wonderful to look out and see so many of our distinguished alumni, other eminent visiting scholars, and of course our DNS colleagues and Cornell colleagues who are here to honor Pear, and that's most appropriate. My name is Patrick Stover. I am Director of the Division of Nutritional Sciences here at Cornell. First, for those of you who aren't familiar with the division, we are among the largest academic units devoted to the study of human nutrition globally. And it's an unusual academic unit in that it's constructed as an institute. We have scholars with expertise in molecules, in chemistry, in genetics. We have individuals with expertise in epidemiology and sociology. And we have food system economists and health economists. We have the spectrum of disciplines, people with different backgrounds who are all devoted to understanding the connection between food and health. And so all of you who know Pear are probably not surprised that within that context, Pear was attracted to Cornell not just once, but twice to the Division of Nutritional Sciences. First, through his appointment from 1987 to 1992 as professor and founding director of the Cornell Food and Nutrition Policy Program. But then he returned again in 2003 as the H.E. Babcock Chair of Food, Nutrition, and Public Policy. There was a 10-year interim when he left Ithaca to go to Washington to be Director General and CEO of IFPRI, and we all know what happened to Washington after he left in 2003. So I think you can see within that context that Pear and Cornell are a perfect match. Pear understood long before it became fashionable, and when I say fashion, I'm not referring to red socks, but he recognized before it was fashionable that multidisciplinary approaches were essential to understanding and addressing the complex linkages among agriculture, food systems, and human health. Pear recognized the value of surrounding himself with other academics who shared his common interest in understanding the connections between food systems and health, but viewed these connections from a disciplinary perspective that was different from his own. Pear personifies the mission of the Division of Nutritional Sciences, disciplinary excellence, and nutrition focus. As a Cornell faculty member, Pear engaged and advanced the discipline of economics through his appointment in the Dyson School of Applied Economics and Management, while simultaneously advancing our understanding of the food system and its connection to human health with a success that very few have ever achieved through his primary appointment in the Division of Nutritional Sciences. He seamlessly worked between those two spaces. Pear's career exemplifies Ezra Cornell's vision of academic excellence with mission relevance. Pear's contributions to Cornell and all of his colleagues, his many awards, recognitions, and academic achievements are far too numerous to inventory and describe here this morning. But I would just like to reflect and highlight a couple of Pear's attributes that have certainly had a lasting impression on me and I'm sure many of his colleagues. And first is scholarship with vision. One might even say 20/20 vision. Pear was among the very first to recognize the fallacy of the war on hunger and its implementation, which resulted in the development of an agriculture and food system architecture that was designed to produce sufficient calories to feed the world at the lowest possible cost. This focus on food quantity and caloric density at the expense of food quality has driven the dual burden of malnutrition and obesity, and no one has brought this to light more than Pear. This approach caused an explosion of chronic disease and an explosion in healthcare costs that plague all human populations, particularly devastating for the developing world. For decades, Pear has championed the idea that human health, not food production, should be the goal and endpoint of our food system and agriculture systems. In fact, I recall many years ago, Pear came to my office and asked me, if I recommend changing a food system to improve human health, what can I measure now in people to report on the risk of chronic disease 30 years from now? I still haven't gotten back to you on that one, Pear, but I'm working on it. Pear advanced the concept of food for health not only through his research. I was going to count his publications because they're not numbered on his CV, but there's 35 pages of scholarly publications in small typeface. So I don't know what the number is, but it's certainly in the many hundreds. But he also understood the imperative for engagement with the general public through his many high-profile public interviews, letters to the editor, and commentaries in leading international newspapers. And he has given many public seminars. Per was both a scholar, but also committed to educating the general public. To his credit and through his efforts, the absolute need to reverse engineer the food system for human health is now widely recognized by all sectors of society, a realization that has opened unprecedented opportunities for entrepreneurship and innovation in all aspects of the food system. Not surprisingly, Per also holds the title of the J. Thomas Clark Professor of Entrepreneurship. In addition to his scholarship with vision, we all know about Per's passion. No academic is more passionate about his or her scholarship than Per, and his love of research and teaching is contagious, infects his colleagues and students who have secured the highest positions in academia, government, and non-governmental organizations. And this passion, we know, is rooted in his unwavering commitment to improve the plight of the poor through all of his academic undertakings. Per is a champion of the have-nots, and no one has done more to advance global poverty reduction. So finally, before we begin this program, I want to express my gratitude to all the speakers, all of those of you who have come to honor Per, but also the special contribution of two individuals. First, no human could possibly have achieved what Per has achieved throughout his career without a supporting cast, namely Birgit. And I don't know if Birgit is here right now, but at some point he's here. So thank you, Birgit, for all you have done to advance the Division of Nutritional Sciences in Cornell University through your continuous support of Per. And second, I am grateful to David San for conceiving and organizing all aspects of this Festschrift, including the outstanding program that we're going to enjoy over the next couple of days. Thank you.
Okay. Well, firstly, thank you, Patrick, Jan, and Alan, for your eloquent and inspiring remarks. In fact, they're so inspiring that it has inspired me to not repeat or restate the wonderful things that you have all shared about Per, which I think we all share in this room, and that is what brings us all together. And so certainly the next 2 days is a tribute to Per and his career, his mentoring, his friendship that he shares with all of us, and as Patrick, Alan, and Jan said, perhaps most importantly, his humanity. So we salute Per on that, and I will leave those remarks at that, given, again, the lovely sentiments that have already been expressed. So I guess the other thing I'm going to try to do is be brief, because most of you, or many of you in this room, have received more emails and communications from me than you'd like to see in a lifetime, so the last thing you want to do is get more information or hear from me any further. But I do want to make a couple general remarks and a couple thoughts to share with you. The first is just the one thing I can't avoid repeating, which was Patrick's last point, was this meeting is to honor Per and our friendship and the inspiration that Per has given all of us in this room. But I also want to salute Birgit, and I won't go into the long set of personal stories about the shared lives and joys and celebrations that my family has enjoyed with Pear and Birgit. But needless to say, when I think of Pear, I never think of Pear without thinking of Birgit, and in the same sentence or in the same thought, and certainly Birgit has been the much of, I'm sure, the inspiration and the strength behind Pear's accomplishments. So I think we all need to keep that in mind over the next couple days. I also want to thank all of you who did make long journeys, and those of you who even trudged through the snow from Sandwich Hall to join us here today. And hopefully we won't have too much snow and we'll allow you to leave on time. If not, I've already made a couple invitations and offers. I've got a big house and my kids are all gone from home, so we've got a lot of empty bedrooms. So you're all welcome tomorrow night if you get stuck in the snow. I was asked by more than one person why we didn't hold this event in June. And I had a tough time coming up with an answer. The only one I could think of is that the Statler got a 50% off sale during the month of December. So anyway, that's the price we paid for that. There are just a couple other people I want to, so anyway, thank you all for coming here. And I should also say, just on a personal note, there are a lot of people in this room who I haven't seen for many years. In one sense, it seems like a reunion from the early 1980s, when many of us were together with Pear at IFPRI, and it really is great fun to see you all. So thank you again. Just a couple other quick comments and or thoughts to share with you. While many of you have had endless communications from me over the past few months, and will continue to do so as we move forward on the publication that will honor Pear, which is really the heart of the Festschrift, there are two other people I really want to thank, one of whom is here, and Mary Catherine French. Mary Catherine, if you just want to stand up. So an event like this could be a burden or a joy in making. Certainly the outcome will always be pleasant. But Mary Catherine, I'm sure all of you who have interacted with her, and most of you have, has done a superlative job. Words really cannot express my personal appreciation. And it's just been a joy, and thank you very much. And unfortunately, our other colleague who's been so helpful in this process, Patricia Mason, was actually, she's smarter than the rest of us. She is in Arizona at the moment, and she was not able to join us. But again, for those of you who are involved as authors, I know you will be hearing a lot more from her over the next few months, and we owe her a great debt of gratitude as well. Another thing I wanted to do is express my appreciation, especially to Patrick Stover and the Division of Nutritional Sciences. This event is lovely and beautiful for many reasons, and one of which is that we had the resources to bring you all here and to hopefully provide you a comfortable environment and venue in which to hold this the Festschrift, and of course moving forward in terms of the work that will be done and needs to be done toward the book publication. And Patrick and the division made those resources available to us, which as you all know, most of you are academics in this day and age, where we did not have to, or I did not have to struggle putting together little pots of money. And we had the full and unwavering support of the division, its administrative staff, and most of all Patrick and his leadership. So we are all greatly indebted and appreciative to the Division of Nutritional Sciences and Patrick Stover, as well as the colleges, for supporting us in this endeavor. Okay, so in any event, what I'm going to do at this point is hand the program over to Professor Mal Nessheim, Patrick Stover, I'm sorry. Mal is next on the agenda, to move us through the day. Now, I have one other plea and one other request that I'll make of you, is that we have a very tight schedule, and so Patrick and others who are chairing the sessions will both be gatekeepers and chairpersons, but please try to make their lives easy and keep to the confines of the time allocated. And one final announcement is that, partially as an incentive to not leave us over the course of the morning, lunch will be served upstairs at lunchtime in the Rowe and Taylor rooms, which is kind of down the hall and up the steps. And that will be served sometime, hopefully on schedule. And please join us, and hopefully we'll see you, most of you, over the next 2 days, and enjoy this wonderful celebration. So thank you all for coming, and with no further ado, we'll hand it over to Patrick and the speakers. Welcome very much.